Ever heard of the FBI? Of course you have. Movies, TV shows, news headlines, ... They're everywhere. But do you know how this legendary organization actually began? The story is more dramatic and complex than you might think, filled with political intrigue, notorious gangsters, and a relentless quest for power. Today, we're diving deep into the turbulent history of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Our story starts in the early 20th century. America was a rapidly changing nation. Cities were booming, industries were expanding, and so was crime. But here's the crazy part: the United States didn't have a national police force. If a criminal crossed state lines, local police were often powerless to pursue them. It was a chaotic free-for-all. Enter President Theodore Roosevelt. A man of action, Roosevelt was frustrated by the rampant corruption and lawlessness. In 1908, his Attorney General, Charles Bonaparte, a grandnephew of Napoleon Bonaparte, created a small, elite force of special agents. This group, initially just a handful of investigators, was tasked with handling federal crimes. They didn't even have an official name yet. They were simply the Bureau of Investigation, or WWII. The early years were rocky. The boy was small, underfunded, and often tangled in political battles. Its agents investigated everything from land fraud to violations of antitrust laws. During World War I, their focus shifted dramatically to espionage and sabotage, hunting for German spies on American soil. This period, known as the First Red Scare, saw the Bureau involved in controversial raids against suspected radicals and anarchists, a chapter that would taint its reputation for years. Then, in 1924, everything changed. A new, young, and fiercely ambitious director was appointed to clean up the Bureau. His name was J. Edgar Hoover. Hoover was only 29 years old, but he had a vision. He wanted to transform the Bureau into a modern, professional, and powerful law enforcement agency. Hoover was a stickler for rules and professionalism. He fired agents he deemed unqualified and implemented strict hiring standards. He insisted his agents be college-educated, well-dressed, and impeccably behaved. He established the first centralized fingerprint database, a revolutionary tool at the time, and a state-of-the-art crime lab. The boy was becoming the FBI we recognize today, though it wouldn't officially get that name until 1935. The 1930s was the era of the celebrity gangster. Names like John Dillinger, Babyface Nelson, and Pretty Boy Floyd became household names, robbing banks and evading capture across the country. This was Hoover's moment to shine. He declared a war on crime, and his G-men, or government men, became public heroes. The dramatic shootouts and high-profile captures of these public enemies catapulted the FBI and Hoover himself into the national spotlight. The media loved it, and Hoover masterfully used this publicity to build the Bureau's power and prestige. But as Hoover's power grew, so did the controversy. For nearly 50 years, he remained the director of the FBI, serving under 8 different presidents. He used the Bureau not just to fight crime, but also to gather intelligence and secrets on anyone he considered a threat. This included civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., political activists, and even presidents themselves. Hoover's secret files became the stuff of legend, a source of immense power that made him one of the most feared men in Washington. He operated with little oversight, blurring the line between national security and political surveillance. When Hoover died in 1972, it marked the end of an era. His death revealed the extent of the FBI's secret operations and abuses of power. In the years that followed, Congress passed new laws to limit the FBI director's term to 10 years and to establish more oversight, aiming to prevent any single individual from ever wielding that much unchecked power again. From its humble beginnings as a small group of investigators, the FBI has evolved into a massive, global organization. Today, it tackles everything from counterterrorism and cybercrime to organized crime and civil rights violations. Its mission has expanded far beyond what Theodore Roosevelt could have ever imagined. The history of the FBI is a story of America itself. It reflects our nation's struggles with crime, our fears of subversion, and our ongoing debate about the balance between security and liberty. It's a tale of brilliant detective work and troubling abuses of power, of heroic G-men and a director who ruled like a king. The legacy of J. Edgar Hoover and the bureau he built continues to shape law enforcement and politics to this day. It's a powerful reminder that with great power comes the absolute necessity of great responsibility. Thanks for watching our deep dive into the history of the FBI. If you found this as fascinating as we did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that shaped our world. Let us know in the comments what piece of history you'd like us to explore next.